Uniswap value equivalent to 130.31 rands a coin. The present cost range 126.49 131.07. The earlier day close 130.72. The change was 0.41, so 31%. Reverse rate ZAR to Uni. Uniswap cost expectation for September 2024. Before all else cost at 70 rands. Excessive cost 87, while low cost 70. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 77. Uniswap cost figured toward the month's end 81. Change for September 7%. Uniswap gauge for October 2024. To start with cost at 81 rands. Exorbitant cost 88, while low cost 76. The found the middle value of cost 82. Uniswap cost gauge toward the month's end 82. Change for October 12%. Uniswap cost expectation for November 2024. To start with cost at 82 rands. Exorbitant cost 102, while low cost 82. The found the middle value of cost 90. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 95. Change for November 9%. Uniswap conjecture for December 2024. At the outset cost at 95 rands. Excessive cost 118, while low cost 95. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 105. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 110. Change for December 8%. Uniswap cost expectation for January 2025. At the outset cost at 110 rands. Exorbitant cost 110, while low cost 94. The found the middle value of cost 104. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 101. Change for January 2%. Uniswap estimate for February 2025. First and foremost cost at 101 rands. Exorbitant cost 110, while low cost 96. The found the middle value of cost 103. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 103. Change for February 2%. Uniswap cost expectation for Walk 2025. First and foremost cost at 103 rands. Exorbitant cost 112, while low cost 98. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 105. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 105. Change for spring 19%. Uniswap conjecture for April 2025. Before all else cost at 105 rands. Excessive cost 131, while low cost 105. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 116. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 122. Change for April 2%. Uniswap cost expectation for May 2025. At the outset cost at 122 rands. Excessive cost 131, while low cost 113. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 122. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 122. Change for May 0%. Uniswap conjecture for June 2025. Before all else cost at 122 rands. Excessive cost 129, while low cost 113. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 121. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 121. Change for June 8%. Uniswap cost expectation for July 2025. At the outset cost at 121 rands. Excessive cost 121, while low cost 104. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 115. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 112. Change for July 4%. Uniswap conjecture for August 2025. At the outset cost at 112 rands. Excessive cost 112, while low cost 94. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 105. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 101. Change for August 8%. Uniswap cost expectation for September 2025. Initially cost at 101 rands. Excessive cost 112, while low cost 98. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 104. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 105. Change for September 40%. Uniswap figure for October 2025. Initially cost at 105 rands. Excessive cost 131, while low cost 105. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 116. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 122. Change for October 2%. Uniswap cost expectation for November 2025. To start with cost at 122 rands. Exorbitant cost 122, while low cost 99. The found the middle value of cost 112. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 106. Change for November 13 1%. Uniswap estimate for December 2025. To start with cost at 106 rands. Exorbitant cost 116, while low cost 100. The found the middle value of cost 108. Uniswap cost gauge toward the month's end 108. Change for December 19%. Uniswap cost expectation for January 2026. In the first place, cost at 108 rands. Exorbitant cost 125, while low cost 108. The found the middle value of cost 115. Uniswap cost gauge toward the month's end 117. Change for January 83%. Uniswap conjecture for February 2026. At the outset, cost at 117 rands. Excessive cost 140, while low cost 117. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 126. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 131. Change for February 12%. Uniswap cost expectation for Walk 2026. Initially cost at 131 rands. Excessive cost 142, while low cost 124. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 133. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 133. Change for spring 15%. Uniswap figure for April 2026. Before all else cost at 133 rands. Excessive cost 165, while low cost 133. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 146. Uniswap cost figure toward the month's end 154. Change for April 15.8%. Uniswap cost expectation for May 2026. First and foremost cost at 154 rands. Exorbitant cost 154, while low cost 131. The found the middle value of cost 145. Uniswap cost estimate toward the month's end 141. Change for May 84%. Uniswap estimate for June 2026. First and foremost cost at 141 rands. Exorbitant cost 153, while low cost 133. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 143. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 143. Change for June 14%. Uniswap cost expectation for July 2026. Before all else cost at 143 rands. Excessive cost 155, while low cost 135. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 145. Uniswap cost conjecture toward the month's end 145. Change for July 14%. Uniswap conjecture for August 2026. Before all else cost at 145 rands. Excessive cost 155, while low cost 135. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 100.